It's a dialogue between me and Gabe, and this is for a very special woman. I hope you like it, and I hope you enjoy what you're about to see. So Gabe, tell me about your first notice of this special woman.
First notice. Well, because she worked at a different program than I did, worked at the Children's Farm Home, and there was one of my friends who worked there too, and he was always talking about her. And then when I finally worked with her, I think we ran into each other like up in the hallway, going to the teaching office. So, and I just automatically, I mean, there was something about it I liked. But
That's great. What about your first date? Tell me a little bit about what you remember. Maybe you were shy or whatnot.
First date was interesting because, I mean, we had like a first official date, but then there was also like lots of other little dates in between that weren't necessarily official. Like one time we were gonna go hiking with a group of people and no one showed up, and so we just decided to go on the hike by ourselves and just kind of talk the whole time. And that was really good just to get to know her. And then we didn't finish the hike, so we ended up going back again and doing the hike. So that was our first kind of date. I took her to the movies after that, but like kind of just like as friends, and it was a really bad movie. It was really inappropriate. we almost had to leave, so that was pretty.
So tell me,
unfortunate.
what's one of your? So we're in winter now, and what was one of your favorite memories? Obviously, this summer you guys got really close. What was one of your favorite memories from the summer? You can remember.
Well, we went on this one hike to Lake Mowich, and we weren't really dating at the time. We hadn't really talked about it yet. We were just kind of going, and I remember I like had this lunch planned out that we were gonna do up there. We were gonna spend the whole day up there, and she forgot the tortellini, and it kind of, and it was just really funny because it wasn't a big deal, but I just always thought that was funny because I remember her like apologizing, and I always thought it was really cute. And then we did this hike, and it's kind of when we talked about the more serious stuff, and we like kayaked this lake, and there was these nudists up there. They were just like getting naked in the side of the lake, and we were out in the middle. But our boat, because of the wind, kept like drifting towards them.
Wow.
And all we could see is like this guy's like bare butt. He was like totally proud of it too. And then we went swimming, and then I gave her a massage on her shoulders, and she tried to hold my hand afterwards, and I kind of pulled away because I was really shy. So that was embarrassing. And then we just like set up a tent, ate some dinner, and then just like laid in this tent, like a day tent,
Yeah.
on the side of on the beach for, I don't know, it was probably like 2 hours, hour and a half, and just like talk. So that was probably like the most memorable because we weren't dating. And then I remember before we left, I said to her, I was like we just got our backpacks on, we were about to hike out. It's about a 6 mile hike out, and I was like, I really am excited to be in love. And I wasn't talking about her, but then in the back of my head I was like, I hope it's her.
Well, that's awesome. What was one of your? What do you remember your first date together, and how'd that go?
First date?
Yeah, first date.
First date was good because we, like, I didn't want to ask her on a date until I knew that I really wanted to be with her.
Yeah.
And I was like really wanted to pursue her. So I asked her on a date. We kind of set it up on our weekend. It was a Tuesday, and I took her miniature golfing. I won, of course, but she played really well. And then after that, we had some time to kill because I was gonna take her. Oh, we went to dinner after the miniature golf. We went to Tokyo. That was the first time she had been there, the open grill and stuff.
Yeah.
And so it was really fun. We both caught the chicken in our mouths, so that was good. We both tried some sushi that we hadn't had raw sushi before, so that was fun. We like it now. And then we went and watched the sunset up on Green, and that was the first time we had both been up there together. And, I think looking back, I wish I would have kissed her up there, but I didn't. And then we went and watched a movie and then went back to her house. I never kissed her on the first date.
Yeah.
But that kind of leads to how we got together. So.
Right on. When was, so you're saying that back this summer was the first time you were like, I want to date this girl? Or is that kind of at some point you're like, was there a different point that you're like, I want to date this girl?
Definitely in the summer, I was starting, so we started dating a week after our first date. Because, I didn't want to date her until I knew, like, for sure, because I didn't want to play with her heart, I didn't want to play with my heart.
Sure.
I just wanted to be careful. And so, I knew once we went on that date that, like, eventually, and how we got together was basically, we hadn't kissed up to that point, which was good. I feel like that's, we were honoring each other, and that wasn't necessary. So, we were at the house, and we had started to kind of cuddle, like the night before, and so we were watching a movie, and we were kind of cuddling a little bit. I had my arm around her, and then somehow, I think we were like wrestling for whatever reason. I don't really remember why. She has brothers, so she's always talking about wrestling with her brothers, and I probably challenged her or something. And then, I ended up on top of her. It was kind of like Lion King, where Nala ends up on top of Simba, except it was the other way around. And she just looked like she wanted me to kiss her. Well, that's my perception. And so I just kissed her, and then, like, almost immediately we were like, oh, and I just said, well, we got to figure this out. What does this mean? And then Laura said, well, I would really like to call you my boyfriend. And I was like, well, I'd really like to call you my girlfriend. And then that's how we kind of started dating.
So if there were, what's the X factor if you were to?
The X factor?
The X factor.
The X factor. I think it's grace. Like, Laura is a person who, for some reason, like, has the gift of grace, and not that she's always like constantly speaking to me and just like just giving me all this grace. I need it, of course, but there's just something else about her that you could feel God's like presence in her, and you could feel that God has given her the ability to like really see people like the way He sees them, and not really hold them to the world standard, or even sometimes us as Christians, we hold people to these standards and stuff, and I feel like she really personifies like Christ in that way, and God's image and who He's designed her for. And so I think that's the X factor for me. Like, the most attractive thing about her.
If there was a song that would make you think of her, what song would it be?
Song. That's tough because there's lots of different songs that I've told her I think about her when I listen to. There's one that she had me listen to a long time ago, like when we first got together. It's called Just a Kiss by Lady Antebellum, and I don't know, I've always really liked that because the message is just like not rushing it, and you have all these like exciting feelings, but and just like honoring each other, and then just just a kiss goodnight sometimes is the best, and it's okay. And so I don't know, that kind of is her personality, and so that's what I really think that's the song.
Wow, that's awesome. If there were 5 words for you to describe her, what would they be?
5. Well, the first one is graceful. Not because she's graceful, in the sense of walking. She tends to fall a lot, but that's okay. It just gives me a reason to catch her. But I would say she's graceful, kind of for the reasons why I said. Beautiful, intelligent, and I would say like mesmerizing in a sense of like sometimes I just look at her and I just don't really know what to say. Like my train of thought completely goes away. So that's mesmerizing. And then I had one more. it seems like a better question than it sounds like. I would say she's also very patient, because I'm very annoying and I try to bother people, and sometimes I try to bother her, and she's patient. We haven't fought yet, so
That's good.
yeah.
Keep it that way.
Or bad.
Or bad. Very bad.
So I don't know, but she's patient. Somehow she puts up with me. So that I think that's one of her other 5 attributes.
Yeah. Well, that was a great interview with my roommate Gabe, and I hope you enjoyed it. Gabe, is there anything else you'd like to say?
Laura, I think you should check the bottom of the box of the last gift I gave you. There might be one more gift in there. Before you check the bathroom, of course.